This is All India Radio. The legendary Biligirirangana Hills, the abode of an exemplary Soliga tribal woman, Jade Madamma, a 60-year-old traditional midwife who has assisted over 2,500 tribal women in and around BR Hills in giving birth the natural way. She is a singer, a traditional healer, and a gifted storyteller, of course, when she is not gathering forest produce like honey and herbs. The national program tonight brings you a radio feature that tries to capture the myriad moods of Jade Madamma. While doing so, it will try to unravel the life of a multi-talented tribal woman who merrily keeps singing and smiling, almost scoffing at the acute poverty and deprivation surrounding her and her people. Script and narration, Dr.C.Naganna. Produced by Abdul Rasheed. Presenting Jade Madamma, the tribal midwife.
This is one of those songs emanating from the womb of the forest in Biligirirangana Betta. This place, popularly called BR Hills, is situated in the southeasterly direction of Karnataka on the border of Tamil Nadu. The singers of the Soliga Tribe are invoking the experiences to extract the exact contours of their mood. Most of the time, the singers' agony is couched in the external cheer, but the kernel has a different story to tell. The Soliga people have been living in the neighboring areas of the BR Hills for the last several centuries. Ranganathaswamy Temple at the center and the surrounding green-clad hills sheltering rich wildlife has made this place one of the prominent tourist spots of Karnataka. The forest is the home of the Soligas, and the minor forest products are the source of their livelihood. They live in very modest shelters called podus. Jade Madamma, the traditional midwife and the main focus of our story, is a Soliga woman past her middle age, but she bubbles with experience as a traditional delivery attendant. The undimmed streaks of holy ash on her forehead and a wide vermilion spot in the middle testify to the fact that she is a believer in the invisible support of a divine spirit. Her lean and wiry body indicates that she is a hard-working woman who has subjected herself to a strict regimen of daily labor. Jade Madamma speaks about her avocation as a traditional midwife in BR Hills and all the ups and downs she has faced in the arduous journey of her life.
ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮನ ಜೊತೆಯಿಂದ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಬಿಳಿಗಿರಿರಂಗನ ಬೆಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಧಾನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಕಂಡು ಬಂದದು. After Sudarshan doctor came to BR Hills, we understood a lot of things. My mother, Jademadamma, used to be a traditional midwife. I continued the same. Actually, my grandmother was the first one to conduct deliveries at home. Her name was also Madamma. Since I am her granddaughter, they have named me after her. My mother told me that she couldn't be living forever, therefore, she insisted that I should learn the art. It has almost been 15 years since my mother died.
15 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆರಿಗೆ ಕರೆದರೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೋಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ತಂದು ಮನೆಗೆ ಮಡಗಿ ಹಾಕೋತೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಜೀವನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸಹ. ಅದು
Some people pay me around 100 rupees per delivery. That is a source of our livelihood. Now, because of many government schemes, the situation is much better. We used to wear just a gunny sack earlier because of poverty. My mother gave birth to 16 children. Now only 8 are living. One is not mentally sound, the other one is lame.
8 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾನು ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಅವ್ವ ಜೊತೆ ಆಗ ನಡವ ಹೋಗಂದೆ. ನಡವ ನೀ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೋಯ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾನು ಹೋಯ್ತೀನಿ ನಡವ, ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಸಂಗಡ, ನೀ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಡ, ನಾನು ಹೋಗೋ ನಡ ಎಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಂದಿಗೆ ಹೋದೆ. ಹೋಗಿ ಅವಳು ಕೂರ್ಸೋದು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕೂರ್ಸಿದ್ರು, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಅವು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ.
I might have been 8 or 10 years old when I saw my mother assisting a delivery. I asked her, when you are so bold, I too must be equally bold. She liked the way I put it. Then she asked me to turn the baby. I did turn the baby. I took a pledge that I would continue her art. I am keeping up my word until this day.
ಅವೇ ಕೇಳಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಚಂದ್ರದೇವಿ ಮಗ ನಿತ್ತು ನೀರಮ್ಮಿದು ಕೂಸು ಮಾಸು ಕೆಳಕ ಕೂಸಿನ ತೊಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂರು ಬಾಳಿಗೆ ಊರೂರು ಬಾಳಿಗೆ ಹಾಗಂತ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹಾಕು ಎಣ್ಣೆಕ ಅಂತ. ಆಯ್ತವ ಅಂದು ಆಗ ಕೂರಿಸಿ.
I use castor oil and continue chanting. If the oil turns thick, the delivery would be slow. On the other hand, if the oil becomes thin, then the delivery would be quick. After we turn the baby, it may take about 8 to 10 hours for the delivery to be complete. I have not gone to school, but I am bold. I conduct the delivery without any fear. I asked my mother, when you are doing that, should I not follow you? My mother gave me the go-ahead to continue her avocation. I asked her about oil chanting, and she taught me that. She asked me to turn the baby. I turned the baby. She said I must follow this method, and I am following the same method.
ಆಗೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆರಿಗೆ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಕುಂಬಳ ಸೊಪ್ಪು, ಸಾಸಿವೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪು, ಎಡ್ಡ ಸೊಪ್ಪು, ಗೆಳಚು ಅದು ತಂದು ತಿಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ತಿಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪುನಃ ಬೆಳಗಿನಾಗ ಪುನಃ ಗಡ್ಡ ಗಣಿಸಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರು.
I conduct the delivery at home, but nowadays I must report to the doctor whether the baby is a boy or a girl. Earlier we did not report to anyone. Sudarshan doctor was curious in the beginning. He asked me, let's see how you do it. And I demonstrated once. I smeared oil to my palms and turned the baby and delivered the baby while the pregnant woman was in a squatting position. He accepted my method. But he said, you must tell me whether the baby is a boy or a girl. Besides, you must also tell me what time the delivery took place. I said, okay sir. I conduct the deliveries at home. Many young women tell me they are afraid of registering in any hospital. Some doctors questioned why I deliver babies at home. They tell me that there will be a lot of dust and unhygienic condition in the huts. But I want to know what has happened to us who were born under such conditions. One should not make such a fuss over these minor things. We faced a lot of difficulties even for food during those days. But now we do not starve. Though we have to work on a daily basis, we are quite comfortable now. I fell sick once, but I got over that problem soon after I received the treatment. God has solved our problems and we are quite fine now.
Goro goro ko goro kana, goro goro ko goro kana. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಂಪಾಗೆ ನನ್ನೊಡೆಯ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಚಂಪಾಗೆಲೋ ನನ್ನೊಡೆಯ. ಕಾತು ಮಡಗೋನು ಗರಸಾರಣ, ಕಾತು ಮಡಗೋನಲೋ ಗರಸಾರಣ. ಒಂದು ಊಟ ತಿಂಡಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೊಂದರೆ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಈಗ ತೊಂದರೆಗಿಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಸುಖ ಇದೆ, ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ದೇವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾನೆ.
After the death of my mother, I started practicing this midwifery. But my life has not been very smooth. I was married to an old man at the age of 19. I was absolutely reluctant to marry. I just wanted to continue my avocation as a midwife. But my uncle, that is my father's elder brother, prevailed upon me saying, if you marry this man, it's okay. Otherwise, I will not broach this topic here afterwards. After some time, they administered some medicine which was almost like a drug on me. Then I started liking that old man. Because of that effect and that medicine, I was married to him. I gave birth to a boy and a girl. My daughter Lakshmi is a grown-up woman now. She is a mother of 3 children. My mother had assisted in her first delivery. Naga and Madesha, her last 2 children, I brought them into this world. My daughter's husband is an irresponsible lout. He was taken to liquor. She could not tolerate him. At one stage, she had consumed even poison. Luckily, she survived. Now my brother advised her not to lose heart. She has regained her confidence now. She is working in our neighborhood, earning her livelihood. Lakshmi, my daughter too, is practicing our art. When I die, someone should have learned my art, you know. That's why I have taught her. My case is different. I keep wandering here and there. Then they call her. She has already assisted in 4 deliveries.
ಆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಈಗ ಅವಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಡೆಯರ ಪಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವಳಿಗೆ 4 ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಒಂದು ಗಂಡು ಮಗು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅವಳಿಗೂ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ.
I want to say one important thing finally, and that is we should have faith in God. If we do the oil chant and turn the baby properly, the delivery would be smooth and easy. If someone is trying to create problems with his knowledge, we have to annul the effect by following some other method and bring some root and chant the mantra. That is the way to offset evil designs of others.
Though Jademadamma gets lost in a crowd because of her not very significant appearance, she looms large in our reckoning because of her achievements. She has been a traditional midwife who has assisted in more than 2,500 deliveries so far. She conducts deliveries, making the pregnant women squat, as contrasted with the reclining position normally followed in the hospitals.
I have been working with the tribal people of BR Hills. The tribal people have been inhabiting this place since time immemorial.
G.S. Jayadeva is a former academic and the founder of Deenabandhu Trust in Chamrajnagar, a voluntary organization that adopts children from government schools and provides for their food, clothing and shelter. He has also founded Vivekananda Tribal Welfare Center at BR Hills. As someone who has seen the life of tribal people at close quarters, he recalls the general pattern of their living and how Jademadamma's service as a traditional midwife is significant in the rural environment.
Tribals have a very good knowledge of trees and plants and the medicinal herbs that they grow. They have their own health system practices. So they make medicines out of a lot of herbs, and they also have faith healing. That's also in practice. All these things put together, tribal knowledge of medicinal plants is extremely good. They have a medicinal remedy, or say that they know a medicine from the bark of a tree through which they can control the size of their family. That is to say, the birth control has been possible among the tribal people just by use of a particular bark of a tree. Then with regard to the conduct of delivery in the forests, during those days there were expert tribal women who conducted delivery of the pregnant women. The difference is that this woman used to make the pregnant woman sit in a sitting posture, and then she used to conduct delivery. It's a very common sense method in that the gravity helps the delivery of the child. Therefore, it's a unique method. Not only did she conduct delivery, safe delivery, but she also treated the tribal women with different herbal decoctions. These herbal decoctions were very helpful for the pregnant women to recover from the bleeding or any other shock of delivery. And I have seen that some tribal women would walk with their child just within about 24 hours after the delivery of the child. And within weeks' time, they become very normal. Jademadamma still continues to undertake tribal method of conducting deliveries. But because of the changing times and because of the exposure of the tribal people to the mainstream culture, there are some who opt to go to the hospital. In spite of that, most of the tribal people in the remote tribal hamlets distributed in the forest still depend on their own traditional way of conducting delivery. And here Jademadamma plays a very important role. And in my opinion, it's very important that we respect this, honor this health system. In fact, it's so good that it can be practiced even among the non-tribal mainstream people.
Distance lends enchantment to the view. Zoom the camera close to their lives, you will find Soligas struggling to make both ends meet. Because of the Forest Act implemented some time back, many tribal people were sent out of the forest, and like all tribals, the Soligas were hard hit as a result of this displacement. Moreover, at present, the villages have primary health centers. Asha volunteers visit the villages at regular intervals and advise women about delivery method, nutrition, and other related matters. Nowadays, parents, by and large, take their daughters to towns and cities for delivery. This has taken the job away from the traditional midwives, such as Jade Madamma. That has compelled them to go far from their homes in search of work.
ಈಗ ಜಲ್ಲೆ ಸಿದ್ದಮ್ಮನವರೆಂದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಹಿರಿಯರವರು. ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲ ಪೋಡುಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಒಯ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅವರು. ಇವರು ಏಕ ಒಯ್ತಿದ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ
Basavaraju, Jademadamma's cousin and a folk artist, registers a mild protest even as he recollects how his aunt Jalle Siddamma had earned a name for herself through her dedicated service as a traditional midwife. His unhappiness is over the vanishing of herbs because of the destruction of the forest. His words reflect how the Soliga community people are facing the difficult situation when they are not assured of the required support from the government.
ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಳಿರನ ಬೆಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಸೋಲಿಗರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥ ಕಾಯಿಲೆವೇ ಯಾವುದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗಳೇ ಬರ್ತಾರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಇತ್ತೀಚಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಆಹಾರದ ಮುಖಾಂತರವೇ ಬಂದಿರಬೇಕನ್ನೋದು ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಈಗ ಶುಗರ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಂಗ್ರೀನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೋಲಿಗರಿಗಿದ್ದದು ರಕ್ತಹೀನತೆ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ.
The Soligas of BR Hills were never affected by deadly diseases. Now we hear about sugar, BP, gangrene and such other diseases so frequently. The old people never know what these diseases are. For stomach pain and other minor ailments, they know the remedy which they apply and become all right. Regarding assistant delivery, people here always call Jademadamma. They are very particular about it.
ಹಿಂದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಜಲ್ಲೆ ಜಡಮದಮ್ಮನವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೊಯ್ತಾರೆ. ಮನೇಲಿ ಕುಂಡ್ರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ. ಅದೇ ಸರಿ. ಈಗ ಕೆಲವರು ಏನಂದರೆ ಜಲ್ಲೆ ಜಡಮದಮ್ಮನವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಯ್ತಾರೆ.
Jademadamma is aware that the changed scenario has surely reduced her job, but she has learned to go with the flow. That's why she does not mind working as a farm laborer, traveling quite a distance from her home.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಪ್ಪಗೆ ಲುಟ್ಟೋ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪಾದಕ ಜಂಗ ತೊಟ್ಟ
tale jadaya chamiya lingaka.
Jademadamma knows that she is destined to tread a difficult path as she has to take her daughter Lakshmi along with her, who is already a mother of 3 children and is burdened with a work-shirking husband. Lakshmi has also learned the art of midwifery from her mother.
I started my practice in Biligirirangana Hills amongst the Soliga Tribal people in 1980. I still remember I was a fresh graduate from Bangalore Medical College, and we were trained to conduct deliveries according to the modern system.
Dr. Hanumappa Sudarshan is a social worker and tribal rights activist. He is a winner of the prestigious Right Livelihood Award and the Padma Shri, as he has contributed so much for the uplift of the Soliga Tribe of BR Hills. He founded Vivekananda Girijana Kalyana Kendra exclusively to achieve this goal.
So when my first delivery came, I had a small hut and I had put an obstetric table for conducting deliveries. The tribal woman refused to lie down on my obstetric table. Then I took the help of a traditional birth attendant, and she told me that they always conduct deliveries in squatting posture and they don't allow the mother to lie down. So that day I thought it was a superstition, and then I was finally forced to conduct a delivery in squatting posture, and it went on well. Now we have enough evidence to show that the ideal posture for mother to deliver is squatting posture, because the pelvic muscles can contract better and the gravity helps. So what we thought as a superstition is an advantage, and we have 2 labor rooms in BR Hills. We first try with the traditional squatting posture. Only if there are complications we put them on the obstetric table, if they need episiotomy or any other complications. So we need to really understand the value of traditional medicine, especially when we are talking about tribal people.
Dr. Sudarshan has no problem in approving of the traditional method of delivery adopted by the tribal women of BR Hills. But as a medical doctor, he never forgets to lay stress upon hygiene and cleanliness while conducting the delivery and also during postnatal care as well.
So we had a training program for all these traditional birth attendants. Whatever they were using, blades, unsterile blades. So instead of that, sterile blades. So some of the sterile conditions we had to add on to that. Otherwise, they had wonderful skills in assisting the deliveries, and they were very confident of doing that. So we are trying to document all of that knowledge. So we have the traditional birth attendants whom we have trained, and they had wonderful knowledge. But building over it, make them also understand the limitations of their traditional knowledge, and then taking it further is the real challenge we need to do in all the tribal areas. So Jade Madamma was one such traditional birth attendant, and she has been conducting deliveries, also trained by us, and she is expert. Even she could manage some of the complicated deliveries. This knowledge has come traditionally from her mother, and she has been doing this. So it's very important to continue this. And also, when the policy was made on institutional deliveries all over the India by NRHM, we didn't understand that overnight we can't make all the tribal people to go to the institutions and have safe deliveries. So what we should have thought was a gradual transition from home deliveries to institutional deliveries, strengthening the role of traditional birth attendants and the ANMs also going to the homes and conducting, because they love home deliveries, because they feel more secure. The family members are there to support, and they would prefer a traditional birth attendant than a stranger nurse or an ANM. So this advantage very much exists, and we need to have this gradual transition. So that's what we are trying to do, integrating traditional birth attendants into the healthcare system, taking their help, and then conducting safe deliveries wherever it is needed. We also have to be very careful when we talk about traditional medicine being overpowered by modern medicine. I have been part of the expert committee to make policy for the Andaman tribes, and I had seen in the Strait Island, where the great Andamanis have been rehabilitated, a pharmacy has been opened, and a banned drug, an nemucilide syrup, was kept, pediatric syrup, which is very harmful. So we have to be very cautious bringing in modern medicine into tribal areas. Instead of that, we should study the traditional medicine, document it, and build on it.
ಆದಿ ಮಕ್ಕ ಆದಿಲಿ ಅಂತೆ, ಬೀದೆ ಮಕ್ಕ ಬೀದೆಲೆ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಒಂದೇ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಮ್ಮ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು
Jademadamma's words reverberate in our ears as she underlines the need to be strong to face the vicissitudes of life. Surely, these words are coming from a woman who has faced unfathomable hardships and is ready to brave any odds that come her way. She says, "We do not treat nursing mothers like city dwellers do over a period of 3 months or 6 months. If they are made to rest for so long, who would take care of the household chores? Therefore, a nursing mother should get up and start doing things. This is our life."
ನೀನು ಏಕಕ್ಕ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಮ್ಮ ಊರಿಗೆ ರಾಗಿ ಎತ್ತುಕೊಂಡು ಬರವೆ, ಕಾಸು ಗೀಸು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮರುವಡಿ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು?